Hello and welcome to our presentation. The title of our presentation, Climate Risk and Business, Adapting to the Green Rules. So, the case study of our presentation, how the EU Green Deal and UK Net Zero Plan affect businesses. So, the group name of our presentation is the Green Horizon. We have four group members. My name is Muhammad Ibrahim and Vishal, Noman, and Sham. So, we will talk about climate risk and how they affect businesses. Our case study looked at how new rules from the EU and UK are changing the way companies work. So we are the Green Horizon team. This presentation for the policy advisor, people working in sustainability and business leader. So the next topic is introduction, climate and risk, risk and businesses. In 2023, natural disaster around the world cost about USD is 280 billion and damage out of this insurance company paid USD 102 billion, which is more than the average the last and 10 years. So Swiss Re-Institute and 2024, there are also a record 142 disaster event where the insurance company had to pay out, showing that such events are happening more often. So in Europe, strong storm called server convective storm, which is called SCS, are become more common and costly. These storms cost 64 billion and insurance losses, making them the second most expensive type of natural disaster in the world. Swiss Re-Institute in 2024. These numbers show that the climate changes is now a serious issue for businesses. Companies are having to adjust new rules and to take climate more is seriously than they're planning right now. So we start by showing how serious climate risk is losses from the natural disaster, whether the covered by insurance or not, gone up a lot in the recent year. This show how costly it can be to do nothing. Today, business have these stricter environment rules and laws, and sometimes more people asking company to be the honest and responsible about how they affect the environment right now. So the next slide I will present to the Sham. Thank you so much for everyone.
Thank you, Ibrahim. And hello, my name is Shyam, and my topic is research, aim, and relevance. So in this, you can see in the slide there is aim and relevance we already given, and in the aim you can see that how to investigate how the sectors and impacted by the climate, like EU Green Deals, UK Net Zero, etc. And in relevance there are like green policy delay in adoption exposes form, and the last one is the investors and the stakeholders. So now I'm going to elaborate some amount of the research aim and the relevance. So like our research aim to examine how sectors impact by the climate, uh, focusing on the EU Green Deal and UK Net Zero strategy, and how business can adapt through the sustainable transformation. So this is relevant because these policies are fundamental, and reshaping market delay to adapting to them can be lead the penalties or the rep- reputations and harm. And at the same time, the investor and the stakeholder are depending the storage climate strategies, meaning business must act now on risk being left behind. So, like in research and relevance, the research are going examining the sectors are impacted, and their main focus is on the EU Green Deal and the UK Net Zero strategy, and the policies and fundamentally, and the markets are delayed to adapt uh, their leads and the penalties and the reputational harm. So yes, this is the about the research aim and the prevalence. So my next topic is on global con sorry yes, it's a global context. So in global context by 2050, so now we are talking about the future 24 25 years coming, like ago, like not ago. So we are talking about the future. So the EU Green Deals aim to achieve the carbon important policies, energy, emissions trading systems, you can net zero, and also in, in 2023 IEA, the global trade, more than 140 nations have set net zero goals. So it's a big amount of countries and the nations. So let's talk about some brief about the global context. So zooming out to the global scale, over 140 countries have the net zero targets. The EU aims for the carbon neutrality by 2050 years. So supported by tools like emissions trading uh, system and the carbon borders adjustment mechanism. Meanwhile, the UK net zero strategy focus on the only one key sector, like not one key sector, like more sectors, like transport, power, and industry, and so on. So we just I just had put three examples, like transport, power, and industry. So it's not just environment regulation, it's a full scale of economy transformation. So it's a good thing that we are not only uh, focusing on environment, we are also focusing on economic transformation. So like yes, it's nowadays like pollution is too much there. So now the governments, all over the governments, and the companies of vehicles, motor, they are launching electric car, like to make our environment safe and healthy. And it's also cause our life, if it's too polluted, then our causes our life is on danger. So yes, like we are also doing we are not doing, but our government, and we also supporting them for a like eco-friendly system. So yes, the my topic end here, the global context. Now my my colleague is gonna continue. Noman, next topic is on the Noman, can you continue, please?
Yeah, thank you, Shyam. My name is Noman Javed, and I will explain the theoretical framework, pastel analysis. And let's now analyze the macro environment using the pastel framework. Political governments are pushing regulations like the European Union Green Deal and carbon pricing. And economically, if we talk about the green finance and subsidies are shifting how industries function. So if we see this socially, There is a strong demand for better ESG practices, especially from the investors. So investors should be motivated. They should be clear about the vision. That's how this will help them in future and how they will be helping the environment. And technological innovations in renewable energy and carbon capture are industry game changers. So it means if the industry is turning towards this shift, this gonna help them and they can innovate a model which will be very attractive for the whole world, and it will definitely be beneficial for the environment uh, problems that everyone is facing. It is a major threat to a lot of countries which are suffering from this climate change game. So legal reporting standards like the CSRD are forcing business to be more transparent, that they should show transparency in their business in such a way that if there are technological advancements and there is a demand for better ESG practices, especially from the investors. So, legal reporting standards like the CSRD are forcing business to be more transparent. Environmental companies must adopt adoptive strategies to reduce exposure to climate risk. So, industry should now, it's a need of an hour that industries should take steps in such a way that they their exposure to business, if they are profiting and if they are innovating something new, so it it should help in such a way to reduce the exposure to climate risks, because it is the most important thing right now for the whole world. That's why the whole world is shifting towards the eco-friendly production. So, on the other hand, on the now I will explain a bit about I have talked about, now I will explain the sort business response to the green regulations. So, in this uh, slide, I will explain the strategies, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats. Strategies, if we talk about the strategies, brand value is increased by ESG integration and access to green financing is expanding. On the opportunities, if we see green markets, climate technology, innovation, and consumers' growing inclination for sustainable brands present substantial prospects. Weaknesses, if we talk about obstacles, include the high upfront cost of green transformation and the lack of skilled workers in the renewable energy sector, as per explained by the World Economic Forum 2023. So, on the other hand, if we see the threats, which is a very serious problem for the whole world, is that all to adopt run the danger of having their assets stranded, and non-compliance with regulation can result in the expensive fines. It's a report of UNEP FI 2023. So, as I have explained for the strategies, that was ESG integration enhances brand value and opens up the green financing. So weaknesses, high upfront cost and lack of skilled labor in green research and in the skilled labor in green tech pose challenges. Opportunities, there is a huge potential in green markets, sustainable products, and climate tech. Threats, non-compliance risk fines, and failure to adopt could lead to stranded assets. It's a moment of both, I think, risk and opportunity. But if there will be transparency for the industries to show the world that in their production there is a transparency, it can made a win-win situation for whole of the world and for the industries as well, because they will be the one who are starting their innovative work for the betterment of whole world. Thank you very much. Now I will like to listen from the Vishal, one of our colleague. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Vishal. Now, talking about some analysis about this research project. So, if we talk about some data, so in 2020, insurance losing due to the top 100 billion, but 85 platforms which yes, is with net zero funds with better returns and short term there is a cost to adapt long term benefits, resilience, patience, competitive advantage. 2023 insurance loses 500 now firms now publishing the reports about the data analysis. The companies net zero in net zero strategy is better long term. In short term time, there's a cost whatever, but long term benefit. Resilience, reputations, and competitive advantages. And in this case study, we talk about the SWOT business responses, green regulations, data analysis, the theoretical frameworks, page search analysis, and global context, theoretical frameworks, cell analysis. And now, the end of this uh, research case study, I am talking about the conclusions and references about this project. So if we talk about the conclusion, so uh, protectively aligning operations with the climate policies to avoid penalties if some and diversify into renewables. This supports net zero goals and reduce energy price volatility. And the third one is improve ESG reporting. This builds investors' trust and attract capital. And the fourth one is a plan for future uncertainties like stricter carbon taxes or climate mitigation. However, be mindful of political changes, uneven global policies, and rapid tech evolution. Agility and preparedness are key. What should the business do? It do the diversify into renewables. This supports net zero goals and reduce energy price. However, be mindful of political changes, uneven global policies, and rapid tech evolution. And if we talk about the references, this we have based this presentation on reports from organizations like IPCC, IKEA, Kenzie, BlackRock, and the European Commissions. This sources provides a solid foundation understanding the introduction of climate policy business strategies. So these are the brief information about the conclusion and references.
about these case studies. So this is it. Thank you.
So thank you everyone. So this is the end of our project presentation. So thank you guys. Thank you for your time and see you soon. Bye bye.
Vishal,